Hello, I'm Eric Roby.
And I'm Kristin Lagana. Welcome to Anne Arundel County Week in Review. On this week's show, we'll tell you how you can adopt a new pet for free and give you information about upcoming holiday events around the county. But first, we have some sad news to report. This past weekend, the county lost one of our most dedicated and knowledgeable citizens, Albert M. Johnston, who had an unmatched devotion for making Severna Park and Anne Arundel County a better place to live. He died Saturday at the age of 88. Johnston's civic participation was legendary. He sat through endless meetings of the county council and nearly every county board and commission. His involvement stretched for decades, back to when the county switched from a commissioner form of government to the charter government in the 1960s. County Executive John R. Leopold spoke of Johnston's knowledge and passion, stating, "Al Johnston was a long-time, well-respected community activist who worked tirelessly to improve not only the greater Severna Park community, but the entire county as well. He was a respected voice on a great number of county issues, particularly zoning, the general development plan, Severna Park High School, and school board selection issues." Unlike the stereotypical community activist who tries to block developments, Johnston tried to bring residents and developers together. Johnston had been experiencing health problems for several months, but that did not stop him from keeping up on his civic affairs. He received updates on zoning and community matters while still in the hospital, and he kept up his frequent phone calls to elected officials until the end. Johnston was active with the AARP, earning the group's statewide Community Service Award in 2009. He was president of the AARP's Severna Park chapter. He was a combat photographer for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers during World War II. He later became a patent attorney, but switched careers to work in employee relations for Westinghouse, and later as an employee benefits consultant. Al Johnston was loved and respected by many, and he and his civic work throughout the county will be missed.
Certainly will be missed, Kristin. I tell you, Al, I just talked to him 3 weeks ago. I knew he'd had some health problems, called him to see how he was doing and just get an update about what was going on in Severna Park. And he always liked to say, you know, his famous closing line, he's all righty-dighty.
All righty-dighty.
I might start saying that. He'd say, that's what he would say. And he'd always say, now you know what I know, all righty-dighty. He was a guest on our show, actually. We've had him. He came on the show about 2 years ago. We talked about a number of issues in the community, and he will certainly be missed, that's for sure.
He sounds like a great man indeed.
He was a great guy. And Kristin, while we're on the subject of outstanding, fine citizens here in our county, here's a great story we want to share with you. An anonymous donor is giving homeless pets and potential adopters something extra to be thankful for this Thanksgiving by offering to pay for all pet adoption fees at the county's animal control until Saturday, November 17th. That's right, folks. All standard adoption fees will be paid for by this benefactor, making pet adoption from animal control free for approved adopters. The goal of the donor and the shelter is to increase awareness about the thousands of adoptable animals searching for homes at animal control each year. The organization would also like to increase the number of animals adopted from the shelter. Adoption fees for a dog or cat usually run in the range of $26 to $56. The donor didn't put a limit on how many adoptions he or she would pay for. Again, free adoptions go through November 17th. That's Saturday, November 17th. But any time is a great one to add a dog or cat to your family, Kristin. Big thanks goes out to whoever that person is who is generous enough to do this for the citizens of the county. And folks, there are other ways to help our cat and dog population here in the county. Animal Control is seeking donations of Karunda beds. What are they? Karunda beds?
I'm
Do you know how to say that?
Karanda?
Karanda beds for dogs and cats. I've never heard of that.
Pet beds?
But a large PVC dog bed is $56 and 2 cat beds are $59. Or you can opt for a cat tower. Yeah, get one of those cat towers, which is $65. For more information on how you can help, please call Animal Control at 410-222-8900.
Yeah, I am a big supporter of all that Animal Control is doing right now, and I can't thank that person enough, especially now it's getting cold out. I think about those poor animals.
Get
so get out there and adopt.
Homes and cozy fireplaces.
Please adopt. Well, here's an important message for our college students. Anne Arundel Community College administrators have extended the fall semester due to Hurricane Sandy's impact on the schedule in late October. I bet those college students really appreciate that,
They
Eric.
absolutely do appreciate it.
The storm closed the college for 3 days. To make up those days, college administrators have pushed back the end of the fall term and the timetable for final exams. The new date for the end of the fall semester is December 19th. Classes for 13-week and 15-week courses will end on December 12th. The second 8-week session, which began October 22nd, will end on December 19th with the final exam on the last day of class. For 13-week and 15-week courses, the final exam will be December 13th through the 19th, so you have the whole week for final exams. Class and exam schedules for the college's weekend program will not change.
They will not change, kids, so a lot of kids out there kind of happy about that news story. Well, folks, we've got more Week in Review to come. As we go into the break, check out our community calendar for a list of upcoming events around your county. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hey, my name's Katie and I'm in the 9th grade. I'm an A average student and I'm an athlete working towards a scholarship. And everybody tells me how much potential I have. But I just wish someone would tell me where my next meal is coming from. Katie, how'd I do?
Do you have to be so serious?
Well, I mean, I did like a crazy dance in a movie if you want me to like, you know, do a little, no.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Welcome back. Well, folks, it's that time of year again. Time to start preparing for the holidays. Kristin's going to be cooking me a turkey for next show, right?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, great. You heard it,
you
folks.
like it
She
sliced,
said yes.
put in a little plastic baggie, maybe.
And has the deli counter label on it. I like it. Well, what better way than to shop the Anne Arundel County Farmers Holiday Market? The holiday market will open on Saturday, November 17th and run every Saturday through December 22nd. From 7 a.m. to 12 noon, and it's located at the corner of Harry Truman Parkway and Riva Road in Annapolis. Holiday gifts at the market include seasonal produce, holiday greens, crafts, wreaths, candles, folk art, caramels, pecan, pralines, chocolate-dipped fruit jewelry, wood crafts, hand-sewn items, and handcrafted glassware, coffee, hot chocolate, jams, jelly, baked goods, pottery, and
my goodness,
much more. It sounds like Walmart. The Walmart Annual Farmers Market. Oh, the market will hold its annual holiday festival on Saturday, December 8th from 7 to noon. Santa's elves, yes, Santa's elves, will read to the children, and they can also visit with Santa from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. The Friday four-hand bell choir will also be performing. For additional information regarding Farmers Market and related holiday events and activities in Anne Arundel County, visit the website at www.aaedc.org. That's our Department of Economic Development.
It's way better than Walmart.
But look at all that stuff
all that stuff you get, but it's all local and it tastes so much better.
I don't disagree with you, but they got everything.
They do have everything, and I have to say I've been to this farmer's market. I actually did Christmas shopping there last year.
What did you get me?
I didn't get you anything, but I got plenty of Christmas shopping done. And it is fantastic. If you haven't been out to this farmer's market on Riva Road, please go. It is such an amazing time, and all the folks are really nice and giving you coffee while you shop, making sure you're warm. And I got so much Christmas shopping done when I went.
So this year I'm getting a turkey from you,
and I'm
getting a Christmas gift from the farmer's market.
You might be lucky to get anything.
Wow, coal? Can I have coal, please?
I might get that.
All I want for Christmas is coal.
Now, Eric, I understand that you took a trip out to my alma mater, South River High School.
A lot of people talking about Kristin Lagana at South River High School. Taking who is this superstar you've got sitting next to you on the show? A lot of people.
Well, I didn't have the bangs back then, so maybe they didn't recognize me.
Maybe that's why they said, that's really not the Kristin Lagana we know.
Yeah, maybe, but I understand you spoke to some of the students in the Global Communications and Public Affairs program. Sounds really interesting. Why don't you tell me a bit about it?
It was very interesting. I can tell you a big thanks goes out to all the participants in this. Everybody from FBI to the courts, some judges showed up.
Oh, wow.
They really brought in a wide variety of folks that work in government. Our social services, our recreation and parks department were there. Bea Poulin from our constituent services team, some senators, some delegates, some council members. They really brought a good group of folks, and the kids were interested, and that's the best thing.
See, and
the
that's
kids
great.
were actually very interested, unlike when Kristin was there.
Oh, no, that's not true at all. But I will say, like, high school
interested.
students will get a bad rap sometimes, and I think
these
that
kids are
that's
good.
really great
Upstanding
that
kids.
and that the adults took time to actually work with the students. So
Yep.
that's really wonderful.
Absolutely.
Very good. Well, we're going to take a little peek about Erik's day at South River High School.
Well, here at beautiful South River High School in Edgewater, Maryland, I'm Erik Roby for Week in Review, and we're here with Linda Lamone, the Signature Program Coordinator. Linda, this is a wonderful display that you've been able to put together here. You guys are working on your Signature Program, dealing in public affairs. Tell us a little bit about the Signature Program and why you guys selected that.
Well, it was chosen by the community, the students, and also the teachers here at South River High School. It's the branding of the school. It's what we're known for, giving back to the community and internationally. So they came up with public affairs and then communications, because getting the word out. And if we're going to make sure that our students are successful in the future workforce, global came on board, so global communications and public affairs. I think that the program is unique in the fact that it's whole school, it's for every student in the school.
And Linda, you've brought a wide variety of folks here. We've got councilmen, we've got senators, we've got the police department, we've got recreation and parks. You brought a lot of government officials. How were you able to secure all these people?
I cannot take credit for that. We have a signature board, advisory board, that are responsible for Government Day. It was their endeavor, and you have to give credit to the people who put this together. That would be Senator Astle, Bea Poulin, and Kristin Fleckenstein were instrumental, as well as Allie Holstrom.
And how did the kids that are selected here, I know I've talked to a couple of them, you've got a lot of bright students here at South River. No surprise there, of course. But how did these kids actually get selected to be a part of this program today?
Well, I know you'd say bright students as a graduate of South River. This project was open to all students, and so we just opened it up to the social studies classes, and the students volunteered to come, just as we had so many people volunteer to come here today, because we have FBI, Secret Service, Food and Drug Administration, we have Maryland Tourism, judges, we have the U.S. Supreme Court here today. As we have volunteer participants, we have volunteer students, and they're having a great, exciting day.
Great. Well, Linda, thanks for everything that you did to help put this together. A lot of great things happening down here at South River High School. Kids, 10th, 11th, 12th graders, really learning about what government does in this global economy. All right, so a lot of excited students here at South River High School on Signature Program Day. And I'm here, Catherine, you've been talking to a lot of these folks. You've got the FBI behind us. You've got the Speaker of the House in front of us. What have you found interesting so far?
I absolutely love what we're doing, because I get to learn so much about what I didn't know before. And if I wasn't here, I wouldn't be able to know a lot about the FBI or stuff that I didn't know about what they do and what they know, so it's awesome. It's
a great first step on your way to the real world, right?
Yeah.
Well, Jeff, I understand we were talking off camera a little bit. You want to be a firefighter, and I know the fire department's not here today, but what kind of things have you picked up today?
Just go to college would definitely help me out being a firefighter. It would give me ahead of the game. Most people who go into the fire department don't need to go to the college, but going to college would help me out, get all the education I need to be promoted faster into the fire department.
Well, guys, going to my left here, you guys have been around. I know you were just with the FBI. What kind of things did you learn about the FBI when you were there?
Oh, we learned you definitely need to keep your nose clean while you're in high school and throughout life, because security clearances will definitely determine if you're getting a job in the government or NSA or the FBI. It's a huge thing.
And I know you guys are keeping your nose clean here at South River, right? And always behaving yourself?
Yes, of course.
So going forward, you guys are all juniors, seniors. Carrie Ann, you're a junior here. What are you going to take away from today that you think is going to benefit you the most as you go on to college or go out into the real world?
Mostly just knowing that all of these people are closer than we think, and that I can go to them or just as a resource if I need to know something wider on an aspect. And I like the FBI a lot, and to know that all the information I need to know for a greater life experience is really nice.
Great. Well, a lot of great connections being made down here, a lot of information that these students had no idea was this close to them, right here at South River High School. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Well, it looks like you had a great time, Erik. And for this week's Community Spotlight, Bea Poulin is heading to one of my favorite places around the holidays, Homestead Gardens, where you can see it light up for miles, for a wetlands planting with the help of Kirk Mante, Restoration Manager for the South River Federation, and by some 5th graders from St. Andrew's United Methodist Day School. Bea.
Well, today I'm here in Davidsonville along Route 214 Central Avenue at Homestead Gardens. And no, Erik, I am not shopping. I am here to witness 28 5th graders from St. Andrew's United Methodist Day School plant wetland plants here in this beautiful restoration project. With me today is Kirk Mante, Restoration Manager of the South River Federation, who has worked with the Homestead Gardens staff and owners to establish and build a huge stormwater project that you see behind me on Homestead property over the past summer. Kirk, you have 5th graders here today. What's with that? How can they help?
Well, the goal of having 5th graders here is basically to engage young people at actually being involved in the bay restoration practice. I mean, students get taught all the time in the classroom about why a clean bay is important and why habitats and wetlands and other kind of natural places are important. But what we hope to do is to kind of get kids out here and actually involve them in the literal restoration of the bay, kind of one piece at a time.
And we can see, looking back here, these kids are getting wet. It's a cold day. They seem very enthusiastic and very excited to be here. So it's outdoor classroom at its best.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we'd like to, at the South River Federation, we'd like to provide opportunities like this for other schools from Annapolis, Edgewater, Davidsonville, and all the way up to the edge of our watershed in Crofton to come out and actually be involved with the bay and understand what it's really all about.
Okay, well, let's talk to their teacher for a minute, because this is taking a big leap of faith that everybody's going to be on board, I would think. But Chris, tell us about the students here today and the support you have from their families to do this kind of project.
Well, you know, the weather was a little questionable, but all the parents got behind us and were willing to let their children come out to have this wonderful experience. It's an extension of what goes on in our classrooms and our education. St. Andrews is a green school, so this is a natural transition from our classrooms to making them really aware of what goes on in their community and the environment.
So the lesson learned here today is that even though we're several miles from the bay and you really can't see South River from here, this little body of running water will take itself to the river eventually. And what did the kids learn today about that?
Well, they're actually seeing how it works. They've talked about that in the classroom, but they're also involved in building it and making the water going into the river cleaner and making the water going into the bay and into the ocean much cleaner. And they are involved in that. We think that's terribly critical to make them citizens, good citizens.
Now, St. Andrew's United Methodist Day School, you said was a green school. Can you give us a little more information about how it became a green school and what that means?
It means that we are actively involved in conservation, from recycling paper to the kind of chemicals or the lack of chemicals that we use in the school. It means we have a small agricultural center out behind the school, and we have 2 goats that the children help take care of, and we have quite a large garden out there, and they're continually involved in the different aspects of the garden throughout the entire year. We grow all kinds of things, and they harvest the vegetables and the lettuce, and they have their own salads and so on. So it's quite an operation.
So they're used to getting their hands dirty and their feet wet and having dirty clothes go home?
They are used to that, and the parents are too, and again, they support us 100%.
Well, I think that's fantastic. It's a wonderful model, and I wanted to talk to you just for a minute about this project is on private property. This is Homestead Gardens property in Davidsonville. How did it come that a project such as this, and if we go back around, it's huge restoration, how did it come to be?
Well, that's a great question. This started as a targeting effort about 4 years ago, where the Chesapeake Bay Trust funded South River Federation to look at all the pollution sources in Beards Creek, which is one of the tributaries of the South River. And we found several sites like this where we were just eroding a lot of sediment and parking lot pollution, in this case greenhouse kind of runoff, right into the creek and right into the river. And so this was identified several years ago as a potential project, and took a couple years to get a restoration project here designed and ultimately, constructed. And ironically, the construction part only takes a couple of weeks. And actually getting it to that point takes, often years. So this actually, especially the fact that it's on corporate private property is an important note and something that's been not really pursued as much as I think we'd all like in the Bay watershed. But it's a critical factor. For-profit businesses own a large section of the developed Bay kind of footprint. And, in some ways we've not asked them to be kind of aggressive partners in cleaning up the Bay like they could, and in some ways like they would like to be involved, and like they'd like to be asked to be involved and to be better partners and better stewards, and they really don't know where to go or where to start, or that funding's available to do that. So so we thought this was a great example of showing that you can have a project that benefits the public resource, which is the creek and the river and the bay, on private property.
Okay, so we have twofold invitation here from our scientists and our educators that if you are interested in having a project such as this on your private property, you need to contact the South River Federation or the Chesapeake Bay Trust and find out about how you can apply for a project such as this. And then if you're an educator and you're interested in your students having the same kind of experience these students from St. Andrews, 5th grade, are having, please contact the South River Federation, and they'll put the puzzle together and make an incredible project. It's really rewarding to come out here on a cold November day and see these kids so enthusiastic and happy about being here, and I hope you'll look into it. This is Bea Poulin for Week in Review. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Bea. Looks like it was a little wet and cold that day, but thanks to everyone for braving the weather.
Well, Kristin, many people may not realize that when we have an emergency in the county, like we just had with Hurricane Sandy, all agencies of the county are activated to have representatives at the Emergency Operations Center. Carolyn Ryan from the Department of Recreation and Parks is talking to Chris Carroll, Chief of Park Operations, about their role during emergencies. Carolyn.
Well, everybody's heard everything they want to hear about Superstorm Sandy. But did you know that the Department of Recreation and Parks plays an important role in emergencies such as Superstorm Sandy? I'm here at the Office of Emergency Management with Chris Carroll, who is our Chief of Park Operations. Thanks for being on the show, Chris.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
Great. Well, tell us a little bit about Recreation and Parks' role in emergencies such as Superstorm Sandy.
Most people really aren't aware of what we do, but when either a storm hits, whether it be a snowstorm or a hurricane or any other emergency to the county, we have a representative here at EOC, that's normally myself, but also both our maintenance teams and our park rangers are actively out in the field doing a variety of different jobs.
Right. What types of things are they out there doing?
During a snow event, you may actually see some of the Parks and Rec employees plowing your street, as well as helping the parks. It's great that we get our parks open. We want people to get back to the ice rink at Quiet Waters, but we also want you out of your community first, so we put some focus there. During Tropical Storm Sandy, and again also during snowstorms, our rangers in their all-wheel drive vehicles help elderly citizens get to the shelters. We help doctors and judges and people needing dialysis with the transportation that they need to get there. And our maintenance, besides just being out plowing, our first priority, and we've been working on this for a while with the Emergency Operations Center, their first task is to help police and fire actually get to where they need to go. So while we may be out plowing your street, we also have instant communication here with our teams in the field. One in the north of the county and one in the south, where we can dispatch them right from the Emergency Operations Center. They carry chainsaws with them, special tools with them, so the police and fire can get where they need to go.
Great. So it's not all just fun and games at Recreation and Parks. We do a lot of serious things too, and I'm sure folks don't really realize that.
No, I mean, you have all the traditional stuff you think of, special events at Quiet Waters Park, the animals at Kinder Park, all the recreational programs, but we're really busy behind the scenes. I think a great value for your tax dollar. There's a lot of things we help out with beyond the scenes in the traditional role of recreation and parks, and should probably put in a plug for the recreation side of our house. if we go to an extended event, we actually have some of our recreation childcare employees who are willing to come out and provide childcare service so the emergency workers can get out and do their job. So we're really all hands on deck, and we can call up, from a few people sitting here at the EOC to dozens upon dozens of people in the field pulling a bunch of roles. And it's something both our men and women are really proud to do. They're really proud to be part of the county's emergency operations.
Great. Well, thank you very much for that information. If you want more information on the Department of Recreation and Parks, you can go to our website, www.aacounty.org/recparks. And hopefully we won't have too many more of these emergencies in the future. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Carolyn.
This week, the Anne Arundel County Fire Department responded to more than 1,378 calls for service. This included 1,164 emergency medical calls and 128 fire calls. At least 2 of those fire calls came from the Severn and Pasadena areas of the county, where firefighters battled 2 dwelling fires. Filling in again this week for Chief Cox is Captain Michael Pfaltzgraff from the Anne Arundel County Fire Department, who has more on these incidents. Captain.
Thanks, Kristin. The first incident occurred in the early morning hours of Monday, November 12, 2012, when Anne Arundel County firefighters responded to a reported dwelling fire in the 300 block of Wild Willow Way in the Severn area of Anne Arundel County. The first unit to arrive reported visible smoke and fire coming from the rear of a 2-story single-family dwelling. At that time, additional resources were requested, and an interior fire attack was initiated by the first arriving companies. In all, it took 54 firefighters from Anne Arundel County, Fort Meade, and BWI Airport Fire Departments about an hour to bring the 2-alarm incident under control. There were 2 adults and 1 child in the home at the time of the incident. They were alerted to the fire by an activating smoke alarm, and all 3 occupants escaped without injury. The fire, which caused an estimated $350,000 in damages, remains under investigation. Occupants from the home are staying with family members in the area. In a second incident, county firefighters responded to a reported building fire in the 8300 block of Beechwood Park Road in the Pasadena area of the county around 4:30 p.m. Wednesday, November 15, 2012. The first unit to arrive on the scene of this incident reported visible fire and smoke coming from a 2.5-story waterfront home. Crews immediately stretched hose lines to the interior in an attempt to extinguish the flames. More than 70 firefighters worked about an hour and 15 minutes to control the 2-alarm blaze. There were no firefighter or civilian injuries as a result of the incident. Kristin.
Thanks, Captain. Fire officials advised that the cause of the fire remains under investigation. Damage estimate was not immediately available.
And finally today, as we mentioned earlier, the holidays are getting closer by the minute. Yes, folks, getting closer by the minute. And our own Mark Chang is hanging out with the big man himself.
Who, Eric Roby?
Dave Abrams.
Oh.
No, not Dave Abrams. He's here, folks. Santa Claus is in North County.
I know him.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Yeah.
In North County, too, to take back our Streets annual holiday sharing event for families in need. We'll send it out to Mark and Santa Claus.
Well, the holiday season's right upon us, and I'll tell you what, I'm out with some great folks out here in Glen Burnie. I'm with the Take Back Our Streets board members, a couple of them that is, and with me today I have Senator Ed DeGrange and also Mike Fennessy, and I know you folks are very busy, not just with your family holiday plans, but also in serving the community. And start off with you, Ed. Could you tell us about what Take Back Our Streets is?
Yeah, Take Back Our Streets was started back in 1992 as a fundraising arm to help communities in need. Working with the police department and community policing and so forth. We've taken our holiday sharing program as kind of our featured program that we do. And it's grown over the years because of a lot of community support, a lot of volunteers working with our organization. And last year with the holiday sharing, we served over 600 families in need that may not have had any other holiday, Christmas or Christmas dinner. And so many children you can add to that number. So it's been a great thing and a lot of support from the community.
Absolutely, and a few months ago, and I know the Brooklyn Park community really appreciated the Take Back Our Streets supports our annual National Night Out Against Crime. So we really appreciate the support that Take Back Our Streets has given up to the folks up at Brooklyn Park during that time. And could you tell the viewers out there about the annual holiday sharing program coming up? Talk about how the event's run.
Sure, we hold the event will be held this year on December 5th. It's at 6 to 8 p.m. at Michael's 8th Avenue. We have hors d'oeuvres and so forth. We even have a visit from a special guest for the children. And then we, it's free. All you have to do is bring a unwrapped toy, canned goods, no stuffed animals, please. Okay. And that's your entrance fee to get in.
Great. Well, I know the holiday season's really busy, so one more time, could you tell us when it is and any contact numbers?
It'll be December 5th at Michael's 8th Avenue, 6 to 8 p.m. Okay. And you could call my office at 410-841-3593 if you need further details.
Okay, well, that sounds great. Whoa. Oh, we got a special guest here. Hey, good to see you, Santa. How you doing, sir? Hey, Santa. Hey. I'll tell you what, it's mid-November. What are you doing out here, Santa?
Well, anytime I hear about sharing and giving, it brings me out. And that's one of the things that I like about this program and these people and all they've given, the volunteers, that heartwarming giving. And I can't help but come out and support this, and I will continue to support the program and the people because it's all giving.
Absolutely.
And that's what the holidays are about.
And you'll be there on the 5th, right, Santa?
I will be there.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'll be there. I'll talk to all the little ones, a couple of the big ones, and we'll have a good time. So don't forget, it's the 5th of December, Michael's 8th Avenue.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, this must be really important to come out here for this. If you took time out of your busy schedule to come out here, and then you'll be back again December 5th.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you what, Northern Anne Arundel County, and actually all of Anne Arundel County is very important. So we really appreciate you coming out here today and making a special appearance.
I'm glad to do it. It really, really makes me feel good.
Okay.
These people do. You're welcome.
Thank you,
Happy holidays to all of you. See you on the 5th.
Absolutely,
Take care.
absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, this is a great event. So mark your calendars. Wednesday, December 5th, Michael's 8th Avenue. Great way to support the families around our area and helping them out for those that are in need. Reporting with Santa Claus and the members of Take Back Our Streets. We hope to see you there. Happy Thanksgiving. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Mark. Well, what list are you on this year, Miss Lagana?
I'm always on the nice list.
I don't know about that.
Someone on the show has to be.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
So let's talk movies. I know we talk
movies
often, but I have to say that I had a wonderful time seeing Skyfall this past weekend.
Yeah.
It's a new James Bond flick.
Yeah.
And he's amazing. Amazing. You know, one of the jokes, and I think something that's really big in the media right now is
this an appropriate joke?
It's appropriate.
Okay.
It's not really a joke, but one of the hottest topics, and they brought it up as a joke in the movie, and it's discussed by the media a lot right now, is Daniel Craig too old to play Bond anymore? And I think after seeing this particular flick, no, he is still got it. Still got it. And yeah, I think he's signed on for two more films. Chuck's our movie buff. Two more films, and I am not upset.
What happens after he's done? Who should they get to play him?
Who should play? No, you'd have to be someone really debonair, stylish, and can shoot and fight and run. And I don't know who they'd pick. Maybe Dave Abrams.
The big man himself, Dave Abrams.
Yeah, but it was a really good movie, and I'm excited for a lot more that's coming out. Twilight, the new Twilight's coming out today.
Yeah.
By the time viewers watch this, it will have been yesterday. But today at the theaters, they're having a marathon of Twilight movies. You literally park yourself in a seat and watch back-to-back Twilight films until the new one comes on around midnight.
Pretty nice.
So all my girls that are out doing that, I hope you're having fun. We'll have them at work.
That's right, at work. But what about the best movie that I've already seen?
The best movie? Oh, wait, I heard about this.
Of our producer, Chuck Duncan.
Yes, Eric's Boys Night Out with producer Chuck. You saw Red Dawn, right?
I saw the movie
of the year.
Red Dawn,
right. I
Red
doubt
Dawn.
it's the movie of the year.
I don't really get to the movies very much.
No, okay, but this is something,
but this
it's a
was
remake.
A special occasion. It doesn't matter.
I'm
it's
sure
Red
it doesn't
Dawn.
top the original.
It's very good. It's very good. I got to tell you, folks.
Okay.
It's a very good movie.
Okay.
And it's very much like the original, except it's not the Russians this time. It's the North Koreans are coming after us.
Goodness gracious.
Wolverines.
Well, you got to change. You have to adapt when you remake something.
Absolutely you do.
So.
But it
Well,
was
it sounds
good.
like you had
It was a
fun.
great movie. We had a great time.
Did you get popcorn?
I got popcorn.
I always have
I
to
got
get popcorn.
You can't go to the movies without getting popcorn.
I agree.
And I pay for it the next 2 days.
So were there any previews for something you were looking forward to?
There was a movie about clowns
No,
that I
we're
was
not
looking
going
forward
there.
to.
We are not going there today.
Kristin's Clown
I'm sorry.
Invasion of the Clowns
That
at
movie
Lagana's house.
will not be seen by me
Sure
this
will.
year or
Sure
any
will.
year. No.
Yep.
The only clown I am working with is sitting right next to me.
That's right. He's got a big smile on his face. Well, folks, that wraps up this week's edition of Week in Review. You can watch this episode online anytime at www.aacounty.org. Archive episodes are available at blip.tv and on YouTube. You can also subscribe to the free video podcast at iTunes or like us on Facebook at Arundel TV. Please tune in again next week for more news and highlights from around your county. Go Red Dawn. We'll see you next time. Wolverine!
Wolverine.